Good morning, everybody, and this is your S&P 500 day trade setups for today. So we're just going to start off on the monthlies. I want to highlight something. This wedge is very much in play, and look at the monthly bar at the moment. But at the moment, a bit of a green range bar, but a longer tail to the downside. So the thing is, if we close higher up here over the next 2 days, we have a big bullish pin bar on the monthly. Weekly, we have an engulfing which took out 3 weeks, but I'm not going to read too much into that because we've had it before over here, and then we just rolled over again. So we need to clear this 4,300 area before we start looking at any possibility of a continuation of this bull trend. So at the moment, if we start looking at the levels we need to be trading on the 8 hour, we had a pretty decent break of 4,100. I'd like to see a retest of that. And if you look at the oscillators, that is indicating we are getting a little bit tired. So you would expect either sideways or just drop a bit lower until the next bit of noise comes through. Now, there are two areas that you need to pay attention to here. And the one is 4,100 and the other one is 4,143 or probably 4,150. So those are the areas you need to pay attention to for a pullback at the moment. And rejection area, I would say 4,200 is the area you need to pay attention for a rejection. So we have our major levels in. Let's just get down through the 3 hour. Nothing different on the 3 hour. Oscillators are grouped together. We do have a crossover. We have the 155 all the way down here. So we're quite far away from the moving averages. So you would expect some kind of a either a pullback or a situation where we just go sideways until the moving averages catch up again. So let's get down to what we want to trade. Right. So yesterday we didn't, sorry, not yesterday, but Friday, we didn't really get the retest. I was expecting a bit of a deeper retest, didn't get that. We did get some structure on the 50-minute, I'll get to that now, but we've had a pretty solid break, and this is a very, very solid move to the upside. I don't see it just dying at the moment, so more than likely going to stretch and hit this 4,200 before bouncing back down or getting into a range ready for the next consolidation. And you can see what happened on Friday. We had this range here. So when we look at it on the 50-minute, have a look at what happened here on the 15 minutes. We're going to need a level here. So during the day, you can see this was an area of rejection. And we kept doing it, we got above it, and then we came back, and very fine. You can see those two tails there is basically what you're aiming for, and you can see how it came back onto that level, inside bar, and that was 12 GMT, so 2 o'clock South African European time roughly, and that was just before the US Open, and then we ran away. So that's kind of you need to pay attention to the similar kind of setups, and if you look at the oscillators all over the place. Just over here we had them cross over far apart, and then there was the acceleration. Look at what's happening with the oscillators now, crossing over far apart. So yeah, I'm looking for pullbacks, and I think this is the area, 4140, and I just fine tuning a little bit to 4134. 4134 would be a really decent area for a long to 4200. If that fails, I think, I'm not so sure I want to get involved in this. Let's just see what we're in for. 137 points, 200 points. So it's a fairly decent trade. So if we do have a range form here and a come back and a sort of a break and a pullback to test that range on what's happening now, then you can expect 4,200 to be tagged. But 4,200 is a fairly big level, so I would definitely be paying attention to that. Now, lastly, just back to the 8 hour. Remember, we have a big double bottom here in play. Obviously, we need a pullback to 4,100 to verify it. We don't have that pullback just yet, so I wouldn't say it's verified just yet. But if you do come back and pull back onto any structure in this area, it doesn't necessarily have to be the neckline. It needs to come back and find some structure and start moving to the upside. That is your target up there at 4,300. Break of 4,300, you can see on the 8 hour, that would mean a break of this previous consolidation area and at the same time you'll have all the moving averages crossed over, and that would, after the pullback on that, I would be looking for long-term longs. Anyway, that's kind of my view at the moment. Definitely looking to go with the trend that has formed on the hour, but looking for structure. So in other words, I need it to come back onto some form of support before jumping in long. Don't want to be long when the oscillators are like that. So looking for a pullback, need the oscillators ease off a bit, and then we will be looking for a move up. Hopefully we get a reasonable pullback to 41.50, 41.34 area before another attempt at 4,200. Lastly, actually I said lastly just now, but just an afterthought here, 4,200, if we do get above that, then you're looking for the pullback to come and test that, and then you're looking for a move to the upside. Anyway, 15-minute trade, guys. You don't want to be doing this on the hour at the moment. Hour is indicating that there could very well be a bit of a pullback. Hope that helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.